Welcome to Face the State. I'm Ariana Bennett. Thank you for joining us. Well, every year the Department of Housing and Urban Development asks communities to perform a count of the number of homeless people in their area. But when it comes to homeless youth, getting those numbers isn't as easy as just heading to a local shelter. Monica Dupay and Nina Chapay are here with the Nevada Youth Empowerment Project. Thank you both so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for inviting us.
Okay, so I want to talk about this homeless youth count and how it kind of connects to the greater count. Just tell me about how that works.
Well, approximately 8 years ago when I opened the organization, when I was approaching foundations and donors about helping our program out, they had always wanted to know, well, how many homeless youth are there? Like, what are the numbers you're talking about? And when I went out to seek out that information, we did not have that information. So we started working with the Reno Area Alliance for the Homeless in the city of Reno and started conducting a separate count for targeting 18 to 24-year-olds as the count was targeting adults and homeless families. So it's very innovative. There's a lot of states that are just starting to work on targeting counting homeless youth. And when I say homeless youth, I mean 18 to 24. I would call a under 18 an unaccompanied minor a homeless minor. And so we have a lot of homeless families and a lot of homeless children, but we also have a lot of unaccompanied and parentless young people, 18 to 24, that are unprepared to live on their own and take care of themselves and don't have anyone around them helping them figure this out.
And it's a tough population to find, right? Because some of them are couch surfing. It's kind of a hidden population.
They call it an invisible population because of that reason. They're not at a point where their health conditions are ending them, like where their teeth are rotting out of their mouth, where they got hit by a car and this broken leg that they never got looked at is gotten to a point where they have a bone infection. They're pleasant to look at still. They're young and youthful, they're fun, they're energetic, and for those reasons they're able to kind of hide in places that we just tend to just walk right by and not really recognize. And so, you know, they're couch surfing, they're camping, they're traveling a lot in the summer months following concerts and festivals and things like that. And so they're just, you know, living life day to day and not really realizing that there are opportunities to kind of establish themselves as adults and really start to build up the type of resources that we need to be comfortable in our life. That those years are kind of passing them by, so they're missing their opportunity to become a high school graduate. They're missing their opportunity to get their driver's license. They're missing their opportunity to get entry-level job skills. So that, in the long run, leads them to being undereducated, underskilled, impoverished, and that just repeats that cycle over and over and over.
And the Nevada Youth Empowerment Project kind of steps in and helps them get those skills?
We have a very comprehensive housing-based program that we're currently targeting to female youth between 18 and 21 years old who came to us and said, I want a better life, but I don't have anyone to help me do this. I have no safe place to stay. I have no food to eat regularly. And I'm accessing services from maybe the school district, maybe social services, maybe children's cabinet. It's just not enough. I need more. I need like daily help every day. I need somebody checking in with me every day. I need someone making sure I have what I need.
Right. And Nina, this is kind of where you come in. You are staying there at their facility. How did you come to the Nevada Youth Empowerment Project?
When I first heard about Nevada Youth Empowerment Project, my social worker had actually brought it up to me. I was in an institution called Willow Springs, and I always talked about how I wanted to be on my own, how I wanted to be independent. And so she got in contact with Monica, and I ended up staying at her program.
What was your life like before you came into the program to, you know, kind of get some help?
It was chaotic. I was always impulsive. I was partier. I was living on the streets. I didn't want any authority telling me what to do. I wanted to do it all by myself.
And what's life been like since?
It's been stable. I can rely knowing that I have a safe place to stay, that I have a roof over my head. I've stopped with my alcohol addiction. And I have like this relationship with Monica, knowing that even if I do fall back, that she will always be there to help me and make me pull my head out of my butt and get me back on the right track.
Is that kind of the story you hear from, I mean, a lot of the people who stay there, similar stories, or does everyone kind of have a different way that they came to you?
That's the wonderful thing about what we've created with the housing program is that the housing program is not a system-driven program. It is a needs-driven program. So all of the girls that are at the program, they need to finish school. They need to get jobs. They need to save money. They need to move out on their own. And so all of our services are tailored around building these independent living skills or these internal resources like time management and cooking and cleaning and shopping and money awareness and getting along with others and problem solving and volunteering and typing even. Building all these skills up. Having a good organization of internal skills will help you keep your external resources like your job and your apartment and save your money if you don't have this internal. And so when the girls come to us, what we like to think of them are kind of like how they have a lot of onion layers. They come to us as, I just need to finish high school and I need to get a job. But once we get in there, we start recognizing that maybe they have an alcohol problem. Maybe they have a lack of motivation and laziness. They have an entitlement problem. They have behavioral health problems that are causing them to avoid facing problems, to avoid doing the hard work that they need to do to make the most out of the opportunities that are being presented to them.
Now, what are the numbers like? From this year's homeless youth count, what did you find? What did you learn? How many people are we talking about?
Well, we had a warmer year this year than last year. Last year was super cold in 2014. We counted about 44 that year. This year we counted 75, and so that's quite a jump in the numbers. It's about 3 less than Vegas counted.
Wow.
And so that's a large amount of youth. What we're finding out is that, these are not youth that majority of them are not sleeping outside under bridges, but they're sleeping in very unstable housing situations. So they're in weekly hotels, they're doubled up with folks that maybe they'll be asked to leave next week. And about 60% of them have been serviced by the welfare system. They've been involved in foster care. And so that's why we're thinking that maybe the services aren't comprehensive enough. They're not netting these kids enough to really help them launch out at life at 18 and 19 and 20. 20% of the young people that we surveyed had said they've been homeless for 5 years or longer. Was when we're getting into some troubles, because when you're in the streets for that long, the chaos of the streets infects you. And then we start dealing with mental illness and drug addiction and a lot more expensive problems to tackle.
Right. I know a lot of kids probably come into it with issues, why they left home to begin with, whether they came from abusive environments or they got kicked out, after coming out as gay to their parents. Is that something you see often?
Yes, about 40% of the kids, our youth that we're counting, are identifying as being LGBTQ, and they're also reporting that they were having problems with their parents and violence in their home, being thrown out. So yes, we have a lot of that going on as well.
How do you help someone like that get their feet on the ground?
Well, we have to just start with them and create a relationship with them, find out what it is that they have their hopes and dreams are, and start putting an action plan to that. If they have a dream to finish school, to go to college, to work at a certain place, we can develop a step-by-step action plan. And if they're willing to do the work, we're willing to do the work and connect them to the right people, to the right opportunities, if they're willing to make the most of it.
Okay, let's talk funding. How do you pay for all of this? Where does the money come from?
Well, this is a 100% community funded program, and so we don't receive any tax dollars or any government grants. We really do count on the community to get behind us and support this comprehensive approach. We use accountability a lot in our program, so we hold the youth accountable in a program. If they're not coming home at night, if they're not going to school, we're just not going to continue to pay if they're not going to pull their weight in the program. And so we're really trying to differentiate out a different response than maybe the shelter response, which is kind of the only alternative that an 18-year-old homeless girl has right now. So for the ones that really want to work hard and they're willing to do that work, we want to provide those youth with a different option. And so that would be NYEP's Community Living Program. It's a 9 to 18-month program. We provide basic needs, we provide daily accountability and skills training, and we connect them to all sorts of resources and people and provide that parental support.
Now, how much does it cost to support one kid, and then do you need money? I mean, are you in need of funds?
We actually just moved to a much larger home that was bought for us by a handful of foundations here in town, amazing foundations that have continued to support us over the years. Redfield Foundation, Mathewson Trust, Nevada Energy Foundation, Hawkins Foundation, and an anonymous family foundation that's been a great support. And the program, with scaling up from 6 to where we'll be serving 15, we're able to get our costs down from $37,500 per youth down to $20,000 per youth. It averages at about $1,600 a month to provide all their basic needs and the skills training, the accountability, the parental support.
Wow.
It's much more affordable than the $50,000 a month these kids will cost our system if we do not develop them to contributing society members. They will cost about $36,000 a year in social burden and another $12,000 to $14,000 in a tax loss.
Oh my goodness, that's so much more money than I expected it to be. So are you asking for donations? Should we be asking for donations?
We are always asking for donations.
Okay.
We're looking for professional people to get involved with us to provide mentoring. We're looking for contractors to come over and help with our new property. And we're looking for people to just generally get more involved in understanding what the issues are that are facing these youth and what the real solutions are to help them overcome the problems and the barriers that they have.
Okay, now if you would like to help out to get any more information on the Nevada Youth Empowerment Project and how you can get involved, if you'd like to donate, just head to our website, ktvn.com. We do have a link for you there. Just click on the blue News Links button. We've got about 30 seconds left. Is there anything else you wanted to say before we go?
We have a Reno Sculpture Fest next weekend. We're going to be there. We have a booth, which is May 8th, 9th, and 10th. So please come down, check us out. We also have a rummage sale going on May 30th at Marilyn York's law office. So please come check us out.
Okay, thank you both so much for
Thank
coming
you.
on the show.
Thank
I sure
you.
appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, coming up on Face the State, the tiny house movement has popped up all over the nation, and now it's here in Northern Nevada. We'll show you how one local school is cashing in on the trend right after the break.